Hey guys, thanks for checking out Scare Talk. But before we get to all the horror goodness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the platform that we use to upload our podcasts. Anchor distributes the podcast to Apple, Google, Spotify. It's free. It's super easy to do. You can record, you can edit straight on their website, anchor.fm, or you can download the mobile app and do a lot of the same. You can make money with no minimum listenership. Yeah, get out there, man. Start making a podcast.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Okay, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Jumping for Joy Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
And today we are remotely recording our podcast for the first time because Joel abandoned me and moved
Wow.
to another state. We won't divulge that information just because you guys are probably gonna stalk him. So,
Oh yeah,
so
definitely gonna happen.
so how's it going over there though?
It's good.
Yeah.
It is good. I've been here for about 2 weeks now. Time of recording this, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't really gone exploring a whole lot, but so far. But it's been good
Okay.
so far. So
You're a busy man, so.
yeah, that is very true.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about a new film, Willy's Wonderland.
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese from hell.
Yep. The Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff.
Yes. All right, who we got in this one?
All right, so this one stars greatest actor of all time, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He did a lot of acting in this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's more to acting than just, talking, so.
Yeah, definitely.
He was in Face Off, National Treasure, and Ghost Rider. A lot more other movies as well, but, I'm not going to name all of them, so.
Yeah, all 78 of them.
Yeah. He did, yeah. He did a lot, especially in, the 90s, were his, best movies. Beth Grant, she was the sheriff of the movie, and she was in Child's Play 2. Donnie Darko, Speed, and what I remembered her most was in A Time to Kill. So I remembered that's the movie that when I saw her for the first time kind of clicked in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember her from that.
Okay.
And Emily Tosta, she's Liv, one of the girls in the movie, and she was in the Party of Five reboot.
Oh, I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, apparently it was last year. I think it started and ended last year, so that's fun.
Okay.
Got canceled. And Mayans MC, she's in 8 episodes of that show, which is still going on. I didn't even know it was still going on. So the Sons of Anarchy, it's a Kurt Sutter show.
Like a spin-off.
Yeah, the spin-off of Sons. And a movie called Selfie Dad.
Selfie Dad?
Selfie Dad, yeah.
All right.
This was written by G.O. Parsons, who literally did one thing besides this, and it was one episode of Shark Week from 2011.
Okay.
So, that's fun. And it was directed by Kevin Lewis. He directed 3 movies I have never heard of. Downward Angel, Dark Heart, and The Drop. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, so this one is about a quiet drifter tricked into a janitorial job at the now condemned Willy's Wonderland. The mundane tasks suddenly become an all-out fight for survival against wave after wave of demonic animatronics. Fists fly, kicks land, titans clash, and only one side will make it out alive.
All right. Wow.
That's definitely one of the best descriptions.
Quite the description for the movie, yeah.
Man, IMDb came out with the big guns on that one. They're getting much better.
Wow.
At describing.
I mean, yeah. How else can you describe this movie?
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Titans will clash.
So, had you heard of this prior to seeing a trailer about a month ago?
No, I knew that they were working on a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but I had never heard of this prior to the trailer. So yeah.
Yeah, same here. I thought that this was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and just thought that they used a different name at first, and then I looked up Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's still being made. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently, probably next year we'll get that. So
interesting. All right. So this was in theaters, or is in theaters if you can go to a movie theater. You can see it, or you can stream it on Prime or Apple or Fandango or those other sites.
Yep.
For $20.
$20.
As we are recording this, that is the price.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just get into positives and negatives. Joel?
Okay.
Positives.
All right. Well, so one of the positives, I mean, you've seen the trailers, so it's there's really not a whole lot besides maybe some of the kills of the animatronics that you don't see in the trailer. But other than that, it's pretty much what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
For the most part. There's I do like the backstory behind the animatronics, and they're the haunted spirits of a serial killer from the 80s.
Yeah.
Serial killer group of people. I thought that was kind of cool. I do like Nicolas Cage in this. He doesn't talk at all. He'll...
Okay, hold on. Before you go further.
Okay.
Are we going to do spoilers for this? Should we try to keep it spoiler-free and then go into spoilers later? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
There's not any big twists or anything.
No, there's not. Not at all.
But I do want to talk about specific scenes, though. So maybe we'll leave that for the end. We can go into specifics on the certain scenes.
Okay. Yeah.
But let's just do a general positive and negative.
Okay.
So, Nick Cage.
His lack of talking. His character was pretty funny for not talking at all in the entire movie. There's just the mannerisms, the things that he would do during certain times of the day, or night, I guess, actually. And the kills are pretty cool too, honestly. Some of them were off screen, which is kind of lame, but the ones that weren't were done fairly brutally by Nick Cage, mostly by him.
Yeah.
A couple of the people got knocked off, but knocked off, yeah. And it was a fun ride.
Yeah.
It's I did look and saw that it costs $5.5 million, which I'm pretty sure most of that went to the probably went to Nick Cage. And also I do love that they got Freebird in there.
Oh yeah.
At the end.
That
That had to have cost like at least $1 million for that song.
That was that was gonna be one of my positives. That the end of it, just you're wondering, okay, is he gonna say something?
yeah.
Because I mean that's kind of a spoiler. He literally says nothing. Throughout the whole movie, I watched it with my family. It was very family friendly.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Chuck E. Cheese, you know.
And
how could it not be?
So they're like, man, he hasn't said anything, and you know, and I'm like, well, that's Nick Cage, you know, then he's being Nick Cage.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have to say much. And that throughout the whole movie, they're like, he still hasn't said anything. These are my kids. And so at the end, they're like, he has to say something. He has to. And he never did.
He didn't.
Yeah, but that was a cool ending, though, with that song.
It was, yeah. And I was like, that's got to cost him something. That's a pretty expensive song to just get.
Yeah.
And the music, I like the Willy's Wonderland theme.
Mm-hmm.
The whole "It's Your Birthday" song that they have. It's it's done very creepy.
Yeah.
And the animatronics also, when they're like singing creepily and stuff. And,
right.
Yeah, the animatronics are pretty cool too. I do like them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a fun ride. So
yeah. Same for me. I mean, Nick Cage, you can say that he could be a negative with not talking if you really wanted him to, but I think he was funny. His looks that he gave, his overall behavior, the character that he played, was just fun. Really cool.
Yeah.
I think it was like probably the perfect casting for him to play that role. I was trying to think of other people, and I was like, I don't know. I can't think of anybody, that's gonna bring some star power to the movie. Yeah. That would be better.
And not want to talk, like not talk at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a fun movie. The little routine that he has throughout the movie where he has to take his break when his watch goes off. At one point he's about to fight one of the animatronics and his watch goes off. So he goes and takes his break and drinks his soda and plays some pinball.
Like the knife or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, does he have like low blood sugar or something? Like, because he's got it timed like perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like
well, the guy who was hiring him basically told him, make sure you take your breaks. Like he was very specific about that.
And he did.
So yes, he was kind of like the Terminator almost, Nick Cage. But just not talking because he was like programmed, like he had a mission and he was going to complete his mission of cleaning Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
At all costs.
Yeah, I guess I guess he is more neutral to me actually because I want to know more about his character. I want to know more about because he wasn't fazed one bit.
No.
When he saw these animatronics come to life, like no. Average person doesn't act like that. I'm sorry.
Well, he's not an average person.
No, he's not. That's why I want to know more about his character.
Yeah. See, that doesn't bother me. I feel like it's just I don't know. I didn't want to know much more about him. I just thought he was like a cool action hero, in the movie.
Yeah.
See any more positives? Oh yeah, like you said, the backstory. I did like that. The whole serial killer, satanic ritual. They get their spirits go into the animatronics, and now the town feeds them. Yeah. By having people go in there. So cool little story. I like the story with the main teenager. That was kind of cool. And I mean, this movie was really everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I mean, it you know, it gives you what you want from the trailer. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
it's a fun ride that yeah. There's just every it doesn't have anything extra really for the most part from what you get from the trailer, other than like I was saying before, he doesn't show all the deaths from the animatronics and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it gives you enough to where that's exactly what you're going into.
Right.
That's it doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And yeah, I saw the trailer. I thought it was gonna be cool,
hmm
and it delivered with what the trailer gave me.
yeah,
And that's why I watched it. So
yeah.
can't really complain too much. I do have a couple of negatives, but we'll go ahead and get into yours.
Okay. So my biggest negative for this is, um, it's the kids. I couldn't stand their acting.
Yeah.
They were definitely the worst part of the movie.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's just I don't have too many negatives because it did give me everything that I wanted, that I was expecting to get. So I didn't have like the highest of hopes for this movie, but I also
Sure.
wasn't let down either by it. Um, so yeah, honestly, I think they're the biggest complaint that I had
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah. My son, when he was watching it, he recognized a couple of them, and I guess one of them is a famous TikToker.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
I think the
Oh my
first one. I
gosh.
think the first one that died, he got like a sword through his back.
Yeah. That leading up to that moment
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like the whole song that Willy was
Yeah.
singing, and then he gets to what was it, five
Oh
hens,
yeah. Yeah.
and then you're like, and then all of a sudden the sword goes through like the sixth person. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They called him Night Night.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
night guy.
night, night, yeah.
But yeah, they weren't the best. They're there to die.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were. I just wish they. I mean, if anything, have less. Nick Cage made through a whole entire movie without talking.
Right.
They could have said less.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't need to have as many lines for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like this movie isn't for everyone. If you hear, okay, it's Nick Cage, he's battling these haunted animatronics. I couldn't remember the name of them. And you didn't see the trailer, you might expect more. You might want more from the movie. You might want more just because Nick Cage is in it and he's like a big name actor. I feel like maybe you might want more from this.
Although,
Because I've heard people complaining about this movie.
I have to, and it's like, okay, well, obviously you didn't watch the trailer for it,
Yeah.
and some people are like, yeah, I did watch the trailer for it. I was like, well, what were you expecting to get? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I
So
don't
maybe
know.
it's not for everybody. I thought it was what it's supposed to be, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's only two things I would change. The fight scenes were a little jumbled and kind of
Yeah,
hard to grasp what was actually happening. And
Yeah.
that's always going to be a complaint when it comes to action movies because they seem to do that a lot, and I think it kind of creates chaos to make the scene seem more intense, and
yeah,
and it makes it to where you can have like flaws within the filming and just cut, so then there's no flaws. You can't really
Yeah.
catch any flaws. So that's always going to be a complaint when it comes to action movies that do that. And then I feel like the robots could have been a little scarier.
as far as the fight scenes, they could have been a little bit harder to kill.
Sure.
I think,
Yeah.
especially like one of them, he just takes his head off like
Yeah.
it's nothing. Like, okay, well, I don't know. Some of the fight scenes were a little a little ridiculous as
Yeah.
far as like way too quick, way too fast.
Yeah.
Like I like the length of that second, like the gorilla fight
Yeah.
that he had in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That length was good, and he was also getting tossed around too. Like it was an
Right.
actual formidable foe
Right.
of his.
Right.
Other ones just seemed way too easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them did.
Yeah,
Although
I
his
could agree with
showdown
that.
with Willy was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was
I liked.
the final boss battle.
Yeah, exactly.
That was cool. So yeah, I mean, if I had to change anything, it would be just make the fight scenes a little more coherent, and then maybe make the robots a little scarier.
That one was pretty scary. The girl, was her
The
Sarah?
fairy-looking girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was pretty creepy.
She was. But she was really the only
But-
one that had
Yeah.
like an actual. I mean, you have to make it kind of realistic. Like she looked like creepy, even as just an animatronic. Like
Yeah,
no kid is gonna want to see her anyways. You know.
yeah, yeah. That one, was it like a frog?
I think it's a
With
frog.
that, yeah, the frog. That one, that whole scene was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll probably talk about that in our spoiler section. But yeah, there were a couple of them that, for the most part, because there was like 10 of them, I think.
Yeah. Something.
Most of them were not that creepy.
Yeah.
Including Willy. Like
Yeah.
when the light, when they were like doing their songs, and you could see each, like the group kept missing animatronics here and there throughout. And there was like a stare down between Nick Cage and Willy,
Yeah.
and like the light was shining on Willy, and then when they do stuff like that, that was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
and made Willy seem more seem scarier than he actually is.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so
Yeah, maybe not so much them looking scarier, but like doing more stuff like that, like more what they did with them.
Yeah.
Because it kind of went from Nick Cage going, cleaning a little bit, and then battles right away. You know,
Yeah,
there was no
yeah.
real lead up to or build up to them attacking. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what I'm more so getting at.
yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to spoilers, I feel like we kind of talked a lot about what the
Well,
movie is. I mean, like I said,
yeah.
there's not really any twists or surprises.
Yeah, there's really not. Not in this. But I mean, going in, if you want to talk about some of the different, I guess, ways that's, because the one that I was thinking of, the frog, when he's in like the bathtub or whatever he's in, and she's trying to lure him out. That part was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't
Yeah.
trust this thing. He's like, I'm not like the others. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of lame. Like, really? You're going to like trust this
yeah,
this robot? Like, come on. It's not a real person. Like, let's get real.
yeah. It's the spirit of a real person.
And he was pretty gullible to like
Yeah, he was.
they just the frog just said it like once and he was like, "Oh, are you sure?"
Yeah.
Like you're not like them? Like, okay. That was I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a little too
Like, I
easy.
just want to talk. Yeah.
But the best thing about the movie was the routine, which I think is a spoiler because it happens throughout the movie and
like
it's-
6 times.
It's just so funny.
Who takes that many breaks too?
He yeah, I don't know, it was like every 10 15 minutes or something.
Yeah. Make sure to take all your breaks.
And
3 an hour.
he his watch goes off, he goes to his like fridge, pulls out his punch soda.
His generic soda. think it just says soda on the.
Yeah. No, it says pop.
That's all. It says pop. That's right. Yeah.
And drinks that down while playing some pinball. And
Yeah.
the pinball
Which
he
he
gets
gets
really
better and better
into.
at as the as the night goes on.
And then his watch goes off again, and he crushes the can, throws it away, and changes his shirt if he needs
Yeah.
to. If he got enough robot blood on it.
Oil or whatever.
Yeah.
Or...
Then he changes his shirt and gets back to work.
Yeah.
And just his determination to clean that place.
Yeah. I know.
It didn't matter what was happening. Any moment he had to clean, he was cleaning.
Oh man.
Too funny.
Yeah. yeah. I still don't understand his character like at all, but I guess you're not really not supposed to.
Yeah. It's kind of
He's
like
just-
Machete, like
Yeah.
we don't need a huge backstory, and
I want something though.
yeah.
He's just some generic guy that was driving through town that got his tires spiked. So
Yeah. That's
that was
it.
another thing too. I do like that they incorporated like the town into this whole thing. Like even the sheriff was involved in it, which is a spoiler. We're in the spoiler section of it. My bad. That's probably the biggest spoiler of the entire movie. And then like the mechanic and the owner
Yeah.
of Willy's.
Yeah.
Everyone's just in on it.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
And it would be pretty cool for if they had this like a Chuck E. Cheese, like a legit Chuck E. Cheese, like a Willy's Wonderland is a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
If like the spirit of the serial killers went into like the next
Right.
Willy's Wonderland or something,
Yeah.
and did it again, but this time they weren't suspecting it, and like while the place is packed, their spirits go into the animatronics. They start like rampaging.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool if they. But it's a one and done thing.
Yeah.
Like
Probably.
there's only one Willy's.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's grade it.
All right. So, because it is a lot of fun, and it like I said, my biggest complaint was the acting. I'm gonna give this one an 87.
What? That's what I'm giving it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought I was going to give it higher than you.
No,
Oh.
I really enjoyed this movie a lot.
Me too. Me too.
Not A worthy, but
Right.
a
Yeah.
B,
Yeah.
solid B.
Yeah, this is one I could throw on every once in a while and have a
for
have a
sure.
good time with.
Yeah.
And it's, my kids watched it, like they had fun. There is like one sex scene,
Yeah.
and
There's no nudity, but yeah,
no,
it's definitely
yeah.
a sex scene.
so but other
That
than
part
that,
was pretty brutal too, though.
yeah. Yeah.
With the alligator animatronic. Yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely some brutal kills. Whether you're talking about people or robots.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think, as long as you have like mature kids, you can watch it with them too, and it's a blast. So
Yeah.
it's starting 2021 off pretty solid, I would say.
Yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is what the first one of the year that we've at least reviewed so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, we're only in February, so
Yeah.
so
Okay. Well, that's been our episode on Willy's Wonderland. You can go find us on Facebook at Scare Talk Podcast. Send us a message. You can review us on Apple Podcasts. That's where you can listen. You can listen on most any other platforms as well. We're looking for some reviews. So if you want to throw some stars in there and give us a little comment, or tell us what we can improve on or what you like, then we'd appreciate that. So, all right. Well, this has been Scare Talk.
sleep tight.
Don't let Willy bite your willy.
Wow.